Coming up now on Animal Outtakes, why these statues are more than just art. They're designed to raise awareness of a real problem impacting our oceans.
They were carefully crafted out of plastics and debris that was washed ashore on our beaches.
This little girl uses her powerful nose to sniff out cancer, but she almost wasn't given the chance. Now her second chance at life is saving others. And we've heard of the gator chomp, but really, how powerful is an alligator's bite? Our Inspector Planet, Dr. Tracy, is looking into these jaws to learn more.
I don't know if I believe that, but just so happens that I carried a watermelon.
This and much more straight ahead on Animal Outtakes. It's something we use every day, from straws and forks to water bottles and dog toys. The reasons we like plastics is because of their strength and durability, but that is the reason they are so tough on the environment.
All of these pieces have been washed ashore. So all of these 11 pieces that we have, they were carefully crafted out of plastics and debris that was washed ashore on our beaches.
The Washed Ashore exhibit is a community art project which travels around the country.
People don't know how big of an issue it is, and so we're really proud to have it here to try to teach and educate as many people as we can about this issue so that we can all do our part to make a difference.
The exhibit's goal is to spark change by creating art to save the sea. Washed Ashore started in 2010, and since then, more than 300 miles of beaches have been cleaned of trash. More than 70 sculptures have been crafted. About 38,000 pounds of debris has been processed. And all of it was done because of the help of more than 10,000 volunteers.
This is a great find. This is really interesting. Yes, we do get plastic bags. We'll be making some sea jellies out of some of these plastic bags and some of this stuff here. More than just about anything else is we get water bottles, and it's just so sad because these things last forever. So I'm saving those, and I'm really looking for the green bottles. I'm going to cut into seaweed.
Artists use all shapes and sizes to create these magnificent works of art, all in the hopes to show the impact plastic waste has on our environment. And while people marvel at these pieces, the creators hope to spark another emotion, one that will elicit change.
These plastics, they're just a small representation of the 315 billion pounds of plastic in our oceans, and that's worldwide. So it really is a worldwide problem, and the more we can educate people about it, the more we can share this mission. The biggest thing we want to do is encourage people to reduce single-use plastics. It's everywhere. Plastic comes in all kinds of shapes and sizes, and people are just addicted to it. It's so easy, you know, between water bottles, the convenience factor. There's so many things that plastic makes our lives easier, but it really is destroying our marine environments. It's destroying other environments too, and we really need to do our part to reduce the use, and then it can't end up in those marine environments.
Exhibits like the one we saw at Naples Zoo is not only created to help use up some of the unwanted plastics found in our oceans, but also to make people think of the impact plastics are having on our environment and what you can do to help, like limiting your use of single-use plastics. We want to introduce you to an amazing canine who was given a second chance at life and in turn is saving lives herself.
Oh, Izzy, you really got the life now, huh?
She is a true inspiration, isn't she?
She is.
She almost didn't make it.
Yes, she almost didn't make it.
Tell us about her
So
near miss.
Near miss. I got a call from Animal Services in Sarasota, and they said, hey, we heard you work with beagles, and we have a 1-year-old beagle purebred here, and we thought you might be interested. And I was so excited. I was like, great, yes, I'd love to come see her. And they're like, well, there's one little issue. I was like, okay. I was waiting for that shoe to drop. And they told me that she had been attacked by a raccoon, that she was purchased on Craigslist, and the people who purchased her did not have any vaccine history, had never taken her to a vet. So they were planning on euthanizing her, and the vet saw what an amazing sweet dog she was and felt like a 6-month quarantine would be in her best interest. And so they were having trouble. They couldn't do that at Animal Services, and so they were looking for an organization who would help her. And they were given my name. So I went down to see her, and the poor thing, she was terrified. She was just sitting in the very back of her kennel. She was really scared. And so I, asked them, I was like, okay, can I think about it? And they were like, well, you're kind of our last option. So I told them if they could just give me a week to get an area set up for the quarantine, because the 6-month quarantine is a long time to quarantine a dog. She was allowed to have contact with me and one other person. So we went to pick her up, and she was so scared she would not walk through Animal Services. She was pancaked on the floor, and they had to carry her out to my car. And we got her home, and she was just amazing, and thank goodness that nothing ever blew with the rabies. She was completely fine. But the hardest thing is, you can see she loves to kiss. And the hardest thing was not letting her kiss me during those 6 months of quarantine. And the day her quarantine was up, she showered me with kisses. And she is an amazing worker. We were able to train her during the time. So she is trained on breast cancer, and one of my absolute most amazing dogs.
And on some level, she knows.
She knows. I think she definitely knows. Yeah. She knows. So then Izzy went on to become one of our breeders, and she had 6 puppies, and she was an amazing mom. And one of our other dogs had given birth 2 weeks after her, and had given birth to a large litter of 9 puppies, and was not able to take care of all of them. So Izzy stepped in, and she nursed all the puppies and kind of taught the other mom how to be a little bit better of a mom. And she still thinks every one of those puppies are hers. When they come back, she plays with them and carries on, and they're amazing puppies.
And this is so much that leads us into being a responsible pet owner.
Yes.
We see this every day. As you know, there are thousands of dogs that are euthanized daily in our shelters, and it's because of lack of room and because of irresponsible pet owners. And so when you're thinking of getting a pet, think it through. Do your research, because they're not all lucky like Izzy.
No.
I knew those sniffers were powerful. For more information about BioScent Canine, you can log on to their website, bioscentcanine.com.
My, what little eyes and ears you have. But my, what big teeth you have. Let's see how strong those chompers really are. Coming up.
You can be sure your furry friend continues to be loved and cared for even when you can no longer be there for them. Dante's Den provides a permanent, loving home for dogs whose owners have set up a lifetime care program for their beloved companion. We honor the trust placed in us by providing loving care, spacious dens, on-site veterinary care, and plenty of room to run and play. For more information, go to dantesden.org or call 844-DANTES-DEN. Dante's Den, continuing the love.
Over 90% of the seafood that is coming in to this country is raised in areas of the world that don't have the highest standards. And so our approaches are aimed for 2 things. One is to help feed the world. The second is to do it in an environmentally friendly and sustainable way.
Every dog deserves a lifelong loving home. Dante's Den provides a pristine, comfortable haven for dogs that have been abandoned or surrendered by their owners. we ensure that every pup in our Joyful Dogs adoption program receives lots of love and attention, is properly immunized, spayed or neutered, and is in good health. Prospective pet parents undergo a thorough adoption review to ensure a lifetime of love and care. Find your new furry best friend at Dante's Den. For more information, go to dantesden.org or call 844-DANTES-DEN. Dante's Den, continuing the love. Science is everywhere, and it's all around us. It's observing the world, forming questions, and the willingness to find the answers. It's something our Inspector Planet does every day, and you can too.
Hi, my name is Dr. Tracy Panara. I'm an environmental engineer, which means that I use different scientific disciplines to protect the environment, humans, and wildlife. At Mote Marine Laboratory, I use investigation and myth-busting to answer questions.
You know, she looks, Dr. Tracy, so calm and so peaceful and so sweet. Look at those two teeth under there. I would not want to get my finger in there.
I know, and you've seen the gators with the tape around them, and it seems so easy to break. I mean, I could break electrical tape.
I've held so many with that tape, and many times wondered what happens if the tape breaks and I'm holding them.
Yeah, how does the tape not break? They can chomp down, supposedly so strong.
Right.
How the heck is electrical tape?
If that happens, they're being dropped.
Yeah, we need to look into this.
Yes.
So alligators are one of my favorite animals, and the reason why I love them so much is that they're like pre-dinosaurs. How long have they been around for?
Millions of years. They have adapted to so many different scenarios, and they're living dinosaurs.
Yeah, they really are. They've made it through several ice ages and a whole bunch of other Earth cycles by being able to brumate or hibernate.
Yep.
They're really strong tails, but also their famous gator chomp.
Yes, it's incredible. Their bite force is so amazing. They're one of the highest animals recorded. Saltwater croc, for example, is 3,700 psi, which is
wow,
insane.
that's like 16,000 newtons.
Yes.
Wow, that's amazing. The thing that makes it hard to believe that they have such a strong bite force is the ability to just tape up their mouths and then everything's fine.
Yeah, it's kind of a crazy concept where they have this strong bite force, but because of how their jaw is basically aligned and the strength of it, they can't lift. So they can chomp down super hard, but they can't lift. So that's why just a simple piece of tape, they're useless. But I've seen their chomping force chomp down on a full watermelon. It's insane, that pressure.
I don't know if I believe that, but just so happens that I carried a watermelon.
Rose is a juvenile alligator, so she's not as big as one of those big ones that can chomp down on a watermelon this size. So let's go to food prep and prep it so she can actually chomp down on a size. So this should be a good size for Rose to chomp on, but I'm giving her maybe 2 different pieces. So maybe we can try this half size and see what she does with it, but she might have a little more fun with something this size. Look, watch.
Got it.
Okay, so we've seen that gators really do have that crazy strong jaw strength on the way down, and why physically, mechanically, they don't have that same strength to open their mouth. So I think you're safe with your day job.
That sounds good to me.
Remember guys, anyone could be a scientist or an engineer with some passion, hard work, and an innate curiosity of how the world works.
Dr. Tracy comes up with some very interesting topics, and we know that there are some budding scientists out there watching us right now. So we thought we'd answer some of your questions.
Hi, Inspector Planet!
Hi, Dr. Tracy. My name's Samuel. I wonder why do pufferfish bring their spikes out when they get scared?
Hi, Savaleo. Pufferfish are really unique animals. They can actually blow themselves up with water and sometimes air, making themselves bigger than their normal size. Some species of pufferfish have spines, and when they blow up, they turn into this big spiky ball. Pufferfish inflate themselves to ward off predators, appearing bigger and not an easy snack to digest.
Hi, Dr. Tracy. I'm Logan. How old do sea turtles live?
Hi, Logan. Sea turtles have been on Earth for hundreds of thousands of years. They were around when the dinosaurs roamed Earth. Scientists believe that some sea turtles can live well past their 80s, but sadly, nearly all sea turtles are classified as endangered. Sea turtles are killed for their meat, shells, and skin. Poaching, getting tangled in fishing nets, and the destruction of their nests has also led to decreased numbers. It's unfortunate because many sea turtle species start reproducing later in life. Some species are in their 30s or 40s before they begin laying eggs, so it's difficult for sea turtles to rebound.
Hi, Dr. Tracy. My name is Abby. I was wondering, what is floating gold?
Well, Aubrey, this answer might surprise you and gross you out a little. Floating gold, or ambergris, is something that you can find floating on the surface of the ocean. Its name suggests that it's worth a pretty penny. Floating gold can bring in sometimes $70,000. Ambergris is used in some perfumes, and perfume manufacturers say that putting ambergris in a perfume allows the scent to last longer. Okay, so what's the gross part, you might be saying? Floating gold originates from the intestines of a sperm whale. It's actually whale vomit.
Thanks, Inspector Planet!
Coming up next, more tips from our trainer. Now, another myth we've heard: don't ever stare into their eyes. Look away. Don't have direct contact. Really? Every dog deserves a lifelong loving home. Dante's Den provides a pristine, comfortable haven for dogs that have been abandoned or surrendered by their owners. We ensure that every pup in our Joyful Dogs adoption program receives lots of love and attention, is properly immunized, spayed or neutered, and is in good health. Prospective pet parents undergo a thorough adoption review to ensure a lifetime of love and care. Find your new furry best friend at Dante's Den. For more information, go to dantesden.org or call 844-DANTES-DEN. Dante's Den, continuing the love.
People have asked me what it'll cost to restore all the corals back the way they remember. But I have to ask them, what will it cost if we don't do anything?
might have heard the superstition about a black cat. But what about a black dog? Are they just as unlucky? Trainer Paul tells us if this superstition holds any truth. Paul, you are our best myth buster. So I've got a couple for you. First of all, what is the myth about a black dog?
Black dogs, people are primarily, they're more afraid of a black dog than any other color dog, just for, I mean, obvious reasons. You can't see their eyes as well as you can other dogs. It hides their features, especially at nighttime. You know, the dog coming at you, it's a myth. There's no difference between a black dog and a white dog. They're all the same. It's just what he is, his color. There's no difference. There's no behavioral difference. There's no nothing. Just a black dog and a white dog and a gray dog and a brown dog.
Now, another myth we've heard, don't ever stare into their eyes. Look away. Don't have direct contact. Really?
Well, again, it depends on the dog itself, because if you got an alpha male dog and you're staring it in the eyes, that's going to be confrontational. On the flip side, if you got an alpha dog and you're an alpha male, like I am at my house, I'll stare my dog in the eyes all day long to show him that you're not getting away with nothing. So I run this house. So, I mean, it's a double-edged sword. You know, if you're the alpha male at home, definitely stare him in the eyes and let him know that you mean business when you're saying, you know, don't do something or, but for a stranger to a stranger, you know, dog, you don't know him, don't make eye contact with them. I mean, you just don't stare at him.
Now, another myth that we've heard, that dogs will tend to listen to a man more than a woman because your voice is gruffer. Is that really true?
Well, I mean, parts of that are true. It's just we have a deeper voice that they'll get it.
Resonates with them a bit?
Exactly. Not that they're going to listen anymore, but they'll pick up on it. You know, they understand. I mean, not understand, but they can hear the different tone. And I 9 out of 10 times when I go to people's houses and the woman is always saying, oh, he does this, and she's jumping and hollering, and the dad is the one, he's kind of no fun police, right? He comes home and he says, hey! What, the dog is instantly...
You notice Benson turned around.
I'm sorry, buddy. But it's the tone difference, it's the pitch. It has nothing to do with, they listen to dad more than mom, it's just the initial, I guess, response that they get.
So when I say, hey, sweetie Benson, will you please sit down?
So
But you say...
No, you don't want to know what I say. No, but they know the tone, the pitch difference is what they notice. They don't think that you're in charge or I'm in charge, or, you know, just off your tone of your voice.
But the other thing which I have a question on, Benson, of course, has a very, very large tongue. And on that tongue,
got a loose tongue, too.
There are numerous black spots. Now, when I was growing up, they said, oh, you get a dog with a black spot on the tongue, you have a purebred. Did I?
No.
Oh.
There's a lot of myths to dogs with black spots on their tongues. The one that I've heard that one before, and the one that I've always been told, and is if they have the black spot on their tongue, it has something to do with their olorary glands in their nose. They're better smellers. Is it a myth? Is it just pigmentation in their tongue? I don't know. But there's so many different myths out there for pigmentations, you know, colorings in the tongue. Those are the two that I've heard, primarily.
So they are true myths. He just has a colorful tongue.
Right.
Stay with us. There's more animal outtakes coming up next. Animal Outtakes is produced by Dante's Den Foundation, a nonprofit group dedicated to creating the best life for dogs. If you would like to learn more about Dante's Den, donate, or volunteer, visit our website, dantesden.org. You can be sure your furry friend continues to be loved and cared for even when you can no longer be there for them. Dante's Den provides a permanent, loving home for dogs whose owners have set up a lifetime care program for their beloved companion. We honor the trust placed in us by providing loving care, spacious dens, on-site veterinary care, and plenty of room to run and play. For more information, go to dantesden.org or call 844-DANTES-DEN. Dante's Den, continuing the love. We hope you had fun and learned a thing or two along the way. Zeus and I will be back here again next week with even more animals and some wild adventures. Until then, thanks for watching. It's just wound around once.
Right.
I mean, if it was me and somebody wrapped something around...
It's gonna get weird.
I would open it. That's what I'm checking.
Hold on.
He's a big lover. He's a big lover.